Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, Executive Editor at ClassicsToday.com. Now, some of you may recall that I reviewed the big Philips, or Decca actually, now it's Decca, box of John Williams and the Boston Pops, and I was not terribly impressed. I mean, it had some good things, but a lot of sort of generalized, not terribly interesting programming. I mean, it was Pop's programming, but, Arthur Fiedler did it all so much better, and it just didn't wow me. Let's put it that way. But this is the John Adams birthday year. He's like 90 or something, and he's running around Europe on Deutsche Grammophon, recording like the same film soundtracks with every orchestra he can get his hands on, and they're issuing records like crazy of John Williams doing the same things over and over again. It's kind of like the one-man equivalent of the Vienna New Year's concerts. Although you don't have the horrifying spectacle of stodgily dressed Viennese oldsters clapping rigidly to the Radetzky March. That, fortunately, we don't have to see. But in any case, there's another John Williams box, and it's still available. It's this one, the Sony one. And this one is so much more interesting. It's called John Williams Conductor. And the fabulous thing about it is that it consists almost entirely of music of the Second Viennese School and the Darmstadt avant-garde. You get Schoenberg, Berg, Webern, Stockhausen, Bruno Maderna, Pierre Boulez even. I mean, it's just all the stuff that you really wanted to hear John Williams conduct. I mean, there's 4 discs of Milton Babbitt. So I think that this is a vastly more interesting recording or set of recordings. It's how many CDs is it? 20 CDs. And there isn't a single major triad anywhere. I think that's fascinating, don't you? So I'm going to go through the box and let's see what's in it, shall we? Wait a minute. Okay. Let's see what we have. Well, we get a very nice booklet with like all the stuff. And we can go through the booklet actually. You have original jackets, which are just delightful. And let's start with disc number 1. So it's called Music of the Night. Now that's very Darmstadt-y. It really, really is. I mean, because remember that Stockhausen's big work was Licht. And this is even scarier than that. This is Nacht. So it's going to be marvelous. You get music by, wait. Julie Stein, Stephen Sondheim, Claude Michel Schoenberg, not the one we're thinking of. This is the Les Mis Schoenberg, Leonard Bernstein, Andrew Lloyd Webber. Oh my goodness, the Miss Saigon Suite, and I feel like I've been defrauded. I'm shocked. Oh my God, they promised me that this was going to be something that would totally redeem John Williams' career as a serious musician. And instead, what do we have in here? We have the same things practically that are in the other box. Oh my God. I protest. I protest most strenuously. Well, we started, so I suppose we have to get through it. So we're going to do it. But I just want to say that I apologize to you profoundly for raising your hopes only to have them dashed so tragically. It's just awful. So that CD1 is Music of the Night. I don't know what any of this has to do with the night, but there you go. CD2, Star Wars Trilogy. Okay, are you surprised? No. CD3, the Spielberg-Williams collaborations. This includes Raiders of the Lost Ark, Always, E.T., Sugarland Express, Jaws. Just for writing the theme from Jaws, even though it sounds like the opening of the finale of the New World Symphony, I think that we can forgive John Williams an awful lot. Empire of the Sun, Indiana Jones, E.T., 1941, and other things. Okay, there you go. That's nice. These are all with the Boston Pops, by the way. CD4, I Love a Parade. Don't you? I actually got accused of being a communist when I was about 10. And my parents were away, and they hired this hideous woman from a service to come and babysit for us. And there was a parade for returning veterans from the Vietnam War after Nixon officially ended it. And I told this horrible woman that I thought that the whole parade was a farce and a political show. And she told my parents I had communist sympathies. So I don't love a parade. Well, anyway, so you've got Kenneth Alford, the Colonel Bogey March, and Gershwin Strike Up the Band, and lots of John Philip Sousa, and 76 trombones from the Music Man, John Williams' own Midway March, and of course, Harold Arlen's I Love a Parade. Okay, CD5, the Green Album. It's the Green Album. It's got God Bless America, the theme for Earth Day, Shenandoah, Deep River, the Grand Canyon Suite, but only on the trail, a teeny bit of Appalachian Spring, you know which part, da 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 da, which isn't even Appalachian Spring because it's a borrowed tune, and Graham Nash, The Last Whale, Wind on the Water, and Dmitri Tiomkin, Green Leaves of Summer, and Aaron Copeland, a bit of The Tender Land, and another piece of the Grand Canyon Suite. You get Sunrise only at the end, and Appalachian Morning by Paul Halley, and Samuel A. Ward, America the Beautiful with the Tanglewood Festival Chorus. Joy to the World, Christmas Festival. Next. My goodness, how much Christmas stuff can they stick on here? It's a big festival. All right, let me see. Let me get a picture. There's the picture. They're all having a great time, as you can see. There's the picture. Well, you get a nice picture of the marimba there. That's okay. This is recording at Royce Hall, Los Angeles. I guess that's with somebody else. I don't know. Then was this Night and Day. We already had night. We had Nacht, and now we have Nacht und Tag. You Make Me Feel So Young. Cole Porter's Night and Day. Cy Coleman's Witchcraft. Richard Rogers, The Lady is a Tramp. Kurt Weill, Mac the Knife. Cole Porter, I Get a Kick Out of You. Okay, it's a collection of show tunes. Get it? It's Night and Day. Then we have another collection of show tunes called Unforgettable. And I don't even need to go into it. It's another collection of show tunes. Music for Stage and Screen. Okay, here we go. Now here's real music. We get Aaron Copeland. It's not fair. I don't want to be a snot. I adore show tunes. I really do. I love them. I think they're marvelous. And these are beautifully performed excerpts. But there's a question, of course, as to how much of it you can tolerate and how much you need and how much you want. And I like the whole show. I don't need to hear the little tunelet bits. I would rather hear the whole musical. I've got a huge collection of musicals. I could do an enormous music theater series as well here. And I would love to, except that there's no way I would ever get permission to play samples. And I won't do it unless I can, because the tune's the thing. And you got to hear them. And there are a lot of fabulous classic Broadway musicals that nobody knows. And they're just, we don't need to go into that. Okay, CD9, Music for Stage and Screen. Aaron Copland's The Red Pony Suite. You get the whole suite, and it's beautiful. And you get John Williams, Born on the 4th of July, and Copeland's Quiet City, which is a concert work, basically, and John Williams' The Reavers, with Burgess Meredith narrating. Wow, baby! Isn't that fun? With a text by William Faulkner in The Reavers with the Boston Pops. So that's lovely. That's like a really nice record, and John Williams conducts it really well. Then we have It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I guess in the Stockhausen version that would be Es meint nichts, weil ich ain't schwinging. No, never mind. It's more like, stuff like that. Yes, more tunes, pop tunes of various kinds. Williams on Williams, the classic Spielberg scores. Well, we just did the classic Spielberg scores. This is disc 11, and that one was, I think, disc 3, if memory serves. Yes, the Spielberg-Williams collaboration, and this is the classic Spielberg scores. So you get to hear them like all over again. Well, there's some others here. Now you get Jurassic Park and Schindler's List and Hook and 1941. Well, you get Jaws again, but this time you get the barrel chase. That was a great scene. Wasn't that just a great scene? That's such a fabulous score, by the way. And then more Close Encounters and Raiders of the Lost Ark and all little sniglets all mixed up. Disc 12, Summon the Heroes, the official Centennial Olympic theme. Oh, my God. And then you get Carl Orff's O Fortuna and Leo Arnaud, you know, the Olympic fanfare and stuff like that. And Mikos Theodorakis, Canto Olympico, the Ode to Zeus. Vangelis, Conquest of Paradise, the Shostakovich Festive Overture. I mean, every so often, you know, Joseph Suk, Towards a New Life, the silver award-winning competition at the 1932 Olympic Games in Los Angeles by Joseph Suk. You see, every so often a little gem pops up in here, you know, and it's like, oh, isn't that interesting? Leonard Bernstein wrote an Olympic hymn. Okay, everybody did. Then we get Cinema Serenade. Now, this is a whole huge series with Itzhak Perlman and John Williams and all these people. Lots and lots of people, and they do zillions of film bits. And these are actually, this is an interesting series. Believe it or not, it really is, because you get all kinds of stuff. You know, you get The Color Purple, you get Scent of a Woman, you get Yentl, that's Michel Legrand, you get Elmer Bernstein's The Age of Innocence, and you get The Umbrellas of Cherbourg and Andre Previn, The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. And, you know, of course, some John Williams and John Barry, Out of Africa, and Ennio Morricone, Cinema Paradiso. Good stuff. And this series has a lot of stuff. But then there's a disc, a CD14, of some John Williams pieces and some other really interesting stuff. This is kind of cool. There's John Williams, The Five Sacred Trees, which is his own work, his concerto for bassoon and orchestra, which is well worth hearing. And Toru Takamitsu's Tree Line. Yeah, Takamitsu, Hovhannis's Mysterious Mountain, and Tobias Picker's Old and Lost Rivers. Now, Toby Picker was actually a plumbing contractor working in New York, who did some work for a company that I was working for. And I was quite surprised to see his name there. But yes, before he was famous as a composer, he was a plumbing contractor, and maybe he still is. Who knows? And the Hollywood Sound. John Williams conducts the Academy Awards best scores. So you get Lawrence of Arabia, E.T., Out of Africa, The Wizard of Oz, oh cool, Jaws, The Adventures of Robin Hood by Korngold, Alan Menken's Pocahontas, and Sakamoto's The Last Emperor. I really wish, and Franz Waxman, A Place in the Sun, and Miklos Rocha's Spellbound, and Nino Rota's The Godfather Part 2, and John Barry's Dances with Wolves, Bernard Herrmann, The Devil and Daniel Webster, Hugo Friedhofer, The Best Years of Our Lives, Alan Menken, Beauty and the Beast, and, of course, the Star Wars theme, which only appears on here 55 times. You know, I mean, the repetition does get to be a bit much. CD16, Gershwin Fantasy. Oh, wasn't that novel? Wasn't there a Gershwin Fantasy in the last box of stuff, too? So you get a fantasy for violin and orchestra based on Porgy and Bess, arranged by Alexander Courage. Well, that's interesting, as in like Star Trek. Remember Alexander Courage? And the three preludes, transcribed by Heifetz for violin and piano. This is with Joshua Bell, by the way. And songs arranged for violin and orchestra. This was the London Symphony. Then there's Cinema Serenade 2, The Golden Age, again with Itzhak Perlman. And there you get David Raksin, the Laura theme, and Max Steiner's Now Voyager, and Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times, and Miklos Rocha's The Lost Weekend, and Korngold's The Adventures of Robin Hood, again, except a different bit of it, and Walton's Touch Her Soft Lips in Part, which is always nice, and Casablanca by Herman Hupfeld, and Victor Young's The Uninvited, Stella by Starlight. Uninvited's a great score, by the way. My Foolish Heart theme, Max Steiner, Gone with the Wind, da 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 da, oh yes, and Alfred Newman's Wuthering Heights. And then we have CD 18, Yo-Yo Ma plays the music of John Williams. You get his cello concerto. Again, thank God, some real John Williams concert music, which you don't have in the other box. This is so much more interesting just for that. The Elegy for Cello and Orchestra, 3 pieces for solo cello, and something called Heartwood. And this is with the Recording Arts Orchestra of Los Angeles, which is a pickup group, and John Williams conducting. And it's great to get a whole disc of John Williams concert music. We should hear it. He's a good concert composer. He's a fabulous film music composer. I don't mean to demean his achievement in any respect, only the way it's packaged and promoted. That's a little bit cheesy, but my goodness, the guy is incredibly gifted, and it's wonderful to have his concert music as well as his film music. American Journey, John Williams, Call of the Champions, the official theme of the other Olympics, the Winter Games, the Summer Games, the Fall Games, never mind. American Journey. So this is a suite, sort of like the Grand Canyon suite in that vein. Song for World Peace, Jubilee 350, the Mission theme. For New York, variations on a theme of Leonard Bernstein, which is really cute. And then let's see, Sound of the Bells, Hymn to New England, Celebrate Discovery, Summon the Horses, a bonus track. But these are wonderful. It's the Mormon Tabernacle Choir screaming and yelling with the Utah Symphony and all these other people with John Williams conducting. So that's nice. You get more John Williams. And finally, oh goodness, the Spielberg-Williams collaboration, Part 3. So they finally acknowledged that there were already 2 other ones. And here's the rest of it. Let's see. We get Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Amistad, the BFG, Lincoln, The Adventures of Tintin, Minority Report, Catch Me If You Can, Escapade for Alto Saxophone and Orchestra. That is quite a substantial work, and quite a fine one, too. It's great fun. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Saving Private Ryan, War Horse, The Terminal, Munich, The Unfinished Journey, and Lincoln. Again, some more Lincoln. And that's disc 20. Now, do you need this? Do you want this? I can't really say. All I know is that if I had to choose between the Philips box and the Sony box, I'd take this one in a heartbeat. I just think it's more interesting. The programming, of course, there's the Christmas thing and there's the usual stuff. But for John Williams' own concert music, for the big selection of stuff from the Spielberg films. I'm a classical guy like so many of you. I'm kind of a completist. I'd like to have complete scores or suites, substantial excerpts organized in a logical sequence. And this is you drop the needle and let it go. And you can do that. It works quite well for that. As a program for continuous listening, it's quite lovely. But I don't think it best represents John Williams' particular genius as a writer for film. I don't care. This is better. This is better than that Decca box, Decca Philips, whatever it was, the Universal box. This is more interesting, and it's still around. So if you're looking for a John Williams box or a box of John Williams, then I would get the Sony one. I would get this one. Even if it did not have, Stockhausen and Moderna and the complete Milton Babbitt, I will get over my disappointment, as I'm sure you will too. So keep on listening, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.